This is Juliet's fleece. Juliet, also a Shakespeare year, 2021, so she's 3 years old. I know who Juliet is. Let's see here. I'm going to flip it around. I'm trying to set these up so that they're all laid the same way so that you have a sort of a frame of reference when you're looking at the photographs on the website. So here's always going to be the neck up at the top. So Juliet is now in my convalescent pen. If you're watching my lambing playlist for 2024, as part of it, while I'm waiting for lambs, I'm doing other things. One of those is setting up a moving pen where I I call it the convalescent. They're not sick, but they could do to be isolated for one reason or another. And Juliet is really, really thin, and I saw the need to isolate her so she wouldn't have to compete to get the really good grass and stuff. So I'm wondering if that's going to be reflected in her fleece, the fact that for whatever reason she was really thin. We did do a check. You do this thing where you look at their eyes and there's a scale. And you can, if they have a high load, heavy worm load of a particular kind of worm, their eyelids will be like white on the inside. And if they don't have a heavy load, they will be nice and red. So you can get this like picture. It's got limit samples of each of the ratings. And we rated her a 3, which isn't terrible, and you wouldn't expect a 3 to be as thin as she was. She's always been on the small side, so that might be part of it too. But what I want to do here is I'm just going to be aware of that, cognizant of that fact as I skirt her. She is a gray Katmoget, and it's beautiful. Lots of pretty shading, and you can see that some of the darker wool, for whatever reason, like she's got this side dusting, so you're going to get some darker gray with this fleece, and she's also darker up here in the back, so that's interesting. I sold her mother, Ivy, but I'm getting her fleece back next weekend. So when I am lucky enough to sell to farmers that aren't using the wool, I'll buy their fleeces back and either process them myself because they were my sheep once, or I'll put them into comb top, or there's all sorts of different things. But I like to get that wool back. So, all right, Miss Juliet, let's take a look here. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is get a sample. Okay, so it's short, probably like a 2-inch staple. It's super crimpy, really fine. Definitely short. So 2 inches, this is a sample that I collected. It could be some sections are longer, maybe it's something to do with shearing. I don't remember why I sheared her. A lot of times if a ewe looks like she's, struggling, I'll shear them because shearing is really fast, right? She's done in 5 minutes. Where ruing, normally if it's going really, really great, I can get a ewe done in about 20 minutes. But I've had a ewe on the stand for an hour, which is a long slog, which is why I now split them up in halves. Okay, so let's get a photo of the whole. Well, I'm going to skirt it first. I got distracted. I got my gray comb top over here. There's 3 bags of it so far. So I'm going to take the neck wool off. Again, the neck is easy because you can see exactly where the coat started. This is her front leg here. her other front leg. The front legs aren't under the coat and they get kind of dirty. And then her armpit right here. Take that, you don't want that. And then just these shorter bits that are around the perimeter. Now I'm onto the breech. Not a lot of breech here. I'm not going to have to take off very much. When you hear that sound against the grid wall, those are tags. Oh, there's a tag right there. So maybe at one point she had diarrhea. Those do not go into comb top. Those go right into the garbage can. You don't send those to the mill. All those will do is make everything dirty. They're just a big blob of poo that got stuck to the wool. But I'm betting that that was stuck to her butt. Okay, other side of her breech. This is going to be a small fleece. And there it is, a skirted gray Katmoget. All right, let me take a photograph of this side. I'm really loving all of the different shades of gray on this. I find that really interesting. Her mother was like that now that I think about it, so not a big surprise. All right, let's flip it over, the moment of truth. Let's see how she sheared. It's not bad. This is really nice. Some little divots over here, but this is actually really nice. I'm looking carefully. I'm seeing little black flecks. Those are things that got picked up. So when you're shearing the sheep, there's going to be little bits on the floor that just kind of fly off from the shearers, and that's what these are. They're not velcroed onto the fleece as a second cut would be. So those will just come off really easily. Those will probably come off when you wash it, or you can shake it a little bit. Yeah, I think this is a really nice fleece. I'm just gonna, yeah, I didn't take the picture of the, let me take a picture of the back. You see the darker, that side dusting that she's got going on. It's really cool. And then I'm gonna get a photo. So, you know, this piece of it is not that short, so it could just be I got a section that's, for whatever reason, a little on the short side. The nice thing about a smaller fleece is, if you're not, this your first time doing a super fine Shetland fleece, this might be a little bit more of an affordable option. And that leads me to something I'd want to make sure I say in every one of these skirting videos, and that is, if you decide, once you get your fleece, or if you're unsure, I'm going to strongly encourage you to take a small section, wash it, and try it out. Don't wash the entire fleece, and that way I can take it back. So less the piece that you washed. I can't take back fleeces that you've washed or done anything to, but if it's still, you know, raw and in the same shape that it was when I sent it to you, I'll be more than happy to take it back. So remember that. Just take a small piece of it if you're not 100% sure, work with it, and then make your decision. Because I want you to be happy. And I will find a home for that fleece. I mean, I'll use it if nothing else. All right, so there's Juliet. Let's get a weight on her. 16.5 ounces. Quite a bit smaller than the other ones we looked at. 16.5 ounces. She lost almost half in the skirting. But I am going to put that in the auction. I'm really happy with the shearing quality. That was a big relief because I was anxious at first. All right, so we'll put that down as a cell. And then we have one more fleece to go. I don't think I did a brown yet, so let's pull out a brown.